The Enjoy 10 Plus from Huawei. This thing has a lot of similarities with the Honor 9X released last month. There are some key differences though, so let's have a look at them. It's in that sweet spot of budget and mid-range devices where you should be able to get a lot of bang for your buck. It's $17.99 for the 6GB version here in China. So the starting price is a tiny little bit more expensive than the starting price of the Honor 9X. This one carries a 6.6 inch LCD display, a 4000 mAh battery with 10 watt charging. It uses a Kirin 710F chipset. So we now have the 810 chipset like the Honor 9X uses. So this is last year's model, the 710 chipset with an F after it, which means Huawei have clocked it up a little bit and made it a little bit more powerful than the original 710. So there are some design differences between this and the Honor 9X. Biggest design differences I can see between this and the Honor 9X is that you get a fingerprint sensor on the back and not on the side. It's a little bit lighter and slimmer all around than the Honor 9X. It also has a slightly bigger curve around at the edges of the device. The buttons are designed a little bit differently too. And of course the camera bump on the back is different. You get an extra camera on the back there that the 9X doesn't have. Having a triple camera on the Huawei is a really good thing. It has a 48 megapixel main sensor with an ultra wide camera and a depth sensor as well to help with portrait imaging. It has a completely notchless display, so you get a full screen experience when you're playing games or if you're watching movies. The front camera is housed in a pop-up, again very similar to the 9X's design. All in all, very solidly built, and it isn't that heavy considering it's got a big screen and a big battery. Overall, the phone actually feels quite light. The curved edges at the sides of the phone also help it to be a little bit more compact. This is definitely more compact overall than the Honor 9X. You get a USB-C and a headphone jack, and up at the top you get the SIM card, which you can put extra memory into if you want. The screen is full HD, and again it is very comparable to the Honor 9X. The fingerprint sensor on the Honor 9X is on the side of the device, whereas on this phone it's on the back. My least favored option of unlocking the phone is the back mounted fingerprint sensor, but you may like that. I did go into the settings and I couldn't see a face unlocking feature. So it looks like the back mounted fingerprint sensor is the only way you can unlock the device for now. The bezel-less display is just so great, and I love that budget and mid-range phones now are getting it. The pop-up camera pops up really quickly, so I think that Huawei should put face unlocking on this, but as I said, I couldn't find it. I also didn't see any LED notification lights, for example, when you're charging the battery. But overall, the screen quality, colors, and brightness are very, very good for this LCD display. You get EMUI 9.1 on this one. You can also go into settings and turn the screen resolution down. That will help save battery life, or you can just leave it on automatic and it will do that for you. You can also go into battery saving modes, put it in performance mode, which will get a bit more out of the processor, or you can put it into power saving mode that will save battery. You can record up to 1080p on the front camera and 1080p on the back camera. No 4K is available on the back camera, but it does have slow-mo up to 460 frames a second. You only get beauty modes in 720p. If you shoot in 1080p on that front camera, beauty modes aren't available. On the back camera, if you're taking photos, you can edit them, beautify them, change the settings and change the filters after you've taken the image. It did a good job here with the HDR in the background because that was really bright. Overall, I like the quality of the images. This is a Huawei, and no matter what price you buy a Huawei, you're gonna get a really good camera for the price when compared to the competition. This 6.6 inch display is bigger than most other phones. Most other phones coming in at about a 6.4 inch display. So it's really good for viewing social media, flicking through Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok, or when playing PUBG. Another solid device from Huawei. Of course, check in your country if Google apps are blocked or not before you buy. But that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.